Hello, you are watching a news bulletin of IPR department with me, Cheering Eden. Let's look at what's been making headlines in the past 24 hours. Starting with COVID-19 national figures, India reported 11,451 fresh COVID-19 cases, 13,204 recoveries and 266 deaths in the last 24 hours, informed the Union Health Ministry this morning. Out of that, Kerala alone reported 7,124 positive cases. Active cases in the country account for 0.42% of total cases, which is the lowest since March 2020. The recovery rate stands at 98.24%, which is the highest since March 2020. Worldwide cases due to COVID-19 were approaching 250 million on Sunday as the surge from the Delta variant eased and more normal trade and tourism resumed, although some countries in Eastern Europe are experiencing record outbreaks. Over the last 3 months, the daily average number of cases has fallen by 36%, according to a Reuters analysis. Even though the spread has slowed, the virus is still infecting 50 million people every 90 days due to the highly transmissible Delta variant. Here is a piece of good news this Monday to start your week. According to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare Government of India, Sikkim tops the list of states that have administered the second dose of the vaccine to the eligible citizens. With this, Sikkim is on the path towards becoming the first state to be fully vaccinated with both the doses. 92% of the state's eligible population is now double vaccinated, according to the report. Goa comes in at number 2 with 80% of the state's eligible population double vaccinated. Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang has credited his team of dedicated health workers, frontline workers and volunteers who administered vaccines in the far corners of the state and provided their services at home for specially abled and senior citizens. He has admitted that reaching the top has been possible due to the support of his committed legislators and minister colleagues, officials, doctors, nurses, health workers, police personnel, community organizations, civil society members and the media. The Chief Minister has also expressed his gratitude to the Governor of Sikkim, Ganga Prasad, for his guidance and the Sikkimese people for wholeheartedly participating and supporting the vaccination drive in the state. He appeals the people to continue following the COVID-19 guidelines seriously. Mrs. Justice Meenakshi Madan Rai, Judge, High Court of Sikkim and Executive Chairperson, Sikkim State Legal Services Authority, completed her North Sikkim tour on Friday. She visited Kabilongchok, Thangu and Pasingdang to conduct awareness programs of Sikkim State Legal Services Authority in coordination with District Legal Services Authority North. The program was organized under the Pan-India Awareness and Outreach Campaign as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. The programs, chaired by Justice Meenakshi, had the presence and participation of District and Sessions Judge and Chairman of DLSA North, Member Secretary SS LSA DC North, District and Block Officers, Panchayat members, members of ZUMSA and Army officials. In the course of the program, various components of the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act, Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, Hindu Marriage Act, Motor Vehicles Act of 1988, the importance of spreading awareness through public participation, and various such related topics were discussed. On the second day of the tour, Mrs. Justice Meenakshi Madan Rai also visited the construction site of the Court of Civil Judge cum Judicial Magistrate at Chungthang. Here's another good news for people of Sikkim. The state topped the best governed state among all small states, according to a report by Public Affairs Center. The Public Affairs Index 2021 was prepared based on ratings from the state in governance performance for sustainable development, defined by 3 pillars of equity, growth and sustainability. Sikkim topped the list among small, ahead of Goa, Mizoram, Himachal Pradesh, Tripura, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Delhi and Uttarakhand. Kerala, Tamil Nadu and Telangana topped the list for large states. This year's study focused on the COVID-19 response index and analyzed each state's response to the pandemic and the success achieved in handling its impact. It also assessed the state's implementation of 5 centrally sponsored schemes such as Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, National Health Mission Integrated Child Development Services, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan and the Midday Meal Scheme. Sikkim also topped the Equity Index, which analyzes inclusiveness in policy making and whether people feel they have a say in governance. A report by the UN Food Agency has revealed that as acute hunger spikes around the world, around 45 million people are living on the edge of famine in 43 countries. Earlier this year, the World Food Programme had pegged this number to 42 million. However, a recent assessment of food security found another 3 million people facing famine in Afghanistan. It is now estimated that to avert the famine worldwide, $7 billion are needed, up from the estimated $6.6 billion earlier in the year. However, the WFP warns that traditional funding streams are overstretched. The food insecurity in some areas is causing parents to make devastating choices like marrying off their children early, pulling them out of school, or feeding them locusts, wild leaves or cactus. Meanwhile, media reports from Afghanistan point to families reportedly being forced to sell their children in a desperate attempt to survive. Several droughts in Afghanistan were compounding an economic meltdown, pushing families to the edge. Meanwhile, 12.4 million Syrians have no idea where their next meal will come from. According to the report, this is the highest number in the Syrian conflict's decade-long history. In addition, Ethiopia, Haiti, Somalia, Angola, Kenya and Burundi have also witnessed an increase in acute hunger, reports the UN Food Agency. This is all we have for today. Please like and follow our Facebook page, that is the Government of Sikkim official page, for the most authentic news and information on recent developments in the government and the state. Please continue wearing masks, wash your hands regularly and maintain physical distance as our fight against COVID-19 still continues. Thank you for tuning in.